You scroll, tap, and trust your phone to be one polished rectangle that works, and overnight a solid green vertical line appears down the display, especially after an update. That's the story of tens of thousands of Samsung owners online. The Samsung green line issue has been around for a very long time. Apparently, it started from the Galaxy S20 series, and now even some users of the Galaxy S24 series, doesn't matter if it's the base S24, the S24 Plus, and the Ultra, some of them are coming out and complaining that they are experiencing the green line issue. This is an example of someone with the Galaxy S24 Ultra with the infamous green line problem. So if you think that the S24 Ultra, maybe the S24 series doesn't have this problem, well, people are coming out. It's one of the major reasons why I decided not to get the S24 Ultra last year, because I just cannot deal with the fact that this device, the S24 Ultra, would end up having the green line issue. And we all know Samsung displays are very, very expensive. Especially if you happen to get the green line problem after your warranty expires, you'll be paying over $300 to $400 for a new display. The more powerful phones get, the hotter they run. Even with integrated cooling systems and chips with smaller transistors, smartphones will still heat up. Combine heat with fast charging, gaming, and 7 years of updates, and you have the perfect combo for flex cable fatigue. And just because you haven't experienced the green line problem before doesn't mean that it's not happening. It is affecting lots of Samsung users globally. And if care is not taken, the S26 series may end up having this issue as well. Because the S26 series may be faster, slimmer, more powerful, and more AI packed than ever, but unless Samsung finally fixes whatever is going on with the AMOLED panel or OLED panel durability, the S26 may face the green line issue. Because at this point, it's kind of like a Samsung tradition. The S20 series had it, S21 series, S22, S23, and even the S24 series. So we may see it on the S25 and the S26 series unless Samsung does something about it. So Samsung fanboys can keep defending Samsung all they want, but this is just fact. This is fact, okay? For months now, the internet has been buzzing with the same heartbreaking story. I went to sleep, woke up, and boom, a green line on my screen. No drops, no water, no damage, just vibes and disappointment. Software update, reboot, my phone now has a built-in ruler. The problem has hit multiple Samsung devices, as I mentioned earlier. The S21, S22, S23, S24 series, the FEs, and even some A series. And the craziest part, most cases appear out of nowhere. One day your screen is perfect, the next day it looks like someone used a neon highlighter across the panel. People online say it happens after updates. Others say it's a panel defect. Technician videos blame AMOLED degradation, but users all agree on one thing: the timing is way too suspicious. A lot of these phones start developing the green line right after warranty expires. And then there's the customer service experience. Oh my God. Users walk into service centers with clean, undropped Samsung devices, and Samsung hit them with, "Sir, this is definitely water damage." Others get told, "Well, it must be your fault, but we can repair it for the price of a brand new phone." At that point, you're not repairing a device, you're paying ransom. Meanwhile, the people posting their complaints online are crying for help, and Samsung's global PR team is somewhere pretending nothing is happening. They're acting like the green line is AI wallpaper instead of a hardware failure. This issue is affecting users globally. We're talking about in India, Malaysia, the EU, South America, even in Africa. Especially if you're from India. I just mentioned that a lot of people that go online to complain about this issue, the first question that they get bombarded with by Samsung fanboys, which I'll get into later, is, "Are you from India? If you're from India, you get the issue because your climate is very hot." Imagine blaming the climate of India for Samsung's problem. The issue isn't India's climate. For God's sake, Indians use tons of other devices. They use iPhones, they use Xiaomi devices, they use Vivo, Oppo, OnePlus, and so on and so forth. But none of them are coming online to complain about a green line suddenly appearing on their screen. Only the Samsung users in India and many other countries are coming out to complain. And there's the Samsung fanboys. These guys would defend Samsung regardless. They would never see Samsung as being the problem. They would see the user as the problem. While users are panicking that their $800 to $1,200 phones now look like a budget monitor from 2009, these guys slide into the comments on different forums, especially Reddit, and they'll be like, relax, it's normal for OLED, it's just a coincidence. iPhone users get the issues too. Mine doesn't have the problem, so it doesn't exist. Bruh, someone is literally posting a picture of their screen split in half like a Minecraft block. And you guys, you Samsung or Scamsung fanboys out here defending Samsung harder than Samsung defend itself. Some of them even hit you up with, just replace the screen. I just mentioned earlier, to replace the screen of any Samsung device, any Samsung flagship, you'll be spending over $300, guys. It isn't cheap. It's not. Now, this is a serious issue because it destroys the usability of the screen, it reduces the phone's value overnight, it creates mistrust in Samsung's flagship hardware, and the inconsistent service center responses makes users feel abandoned. This isn't a scratch, this isn't minor wear, this is a full-blown display failure hitting users around the world. And the silence from Samsung is louder than the fanboys defending them. This is a major issue. A lot of people are kind of like moving away from Samsung. Samsung isn't the only brand out there, guys. The reason why a lot of people still stick to Samsung is because Samsung is the only Android brand that is closer to Apple or to the iPhone in a lot of ways. But there's always the iPhone, okay? But the major reason why people would go for Samsung rather than an iPhone is because Samsung is considered a cheaper alternative. For example, the S24 Ultra is a lot more cheaper than the iPhone 15. Samsung fans can keep defending Samsung all they want, but a lot of people will keep moving because currently a lot of people are kind of like skeptical of getting the S25 series, because even the S24 series, because they don't know if they're going to be hit with the green line problem. And with this, if this continues, a lot of Samsung loyal fans, even their loyal users, would slowly move away from the brand. That is a fact. As I mentioned earlier, we've got tons of smartphone brands. They'll slowly move away from Samsung. It's going to happen. So Samsung needs to fix this issue as quickly as possible. Okay? It is Samsung's problem, not the problem of the users. I've seen a lot of users keep their devices in pristine conditions only for them to be hit with the green line problem. So Samsung needs to fix this problem. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share them in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Peace out.